Hey traders from around the world, this is Jerremy Alexander Newsome with, of course, Real Life Trading, and it is indeed wonderful Wednesday. Hope you're doing absolutely sensational. Check out some gaps and some swing trades and some analysis today. A lot of things going on. So here's GoPro, talk of the town. I had a nice gap actually. Yesterday in the trading floor, in the last 15 minutes of every day, we look at day trades that we might currently be in and also potential day trades for tomorrow, right? What's gapping, where it's gapping to, why, all that kind of good stuff. So as of right now, GoPro did gap to where I wanted it to gap with pretty decent volume. So I actually just got triggered in, and I might be doing myself a stop dance here very soon, potentially, right? 51.84 is my stop. 52.75 was my entry, and high of the day was my target, which is about a 1 to 1.5. So if I do get stopped out, no big deal, no worries. I won't trade GoPro the rest of the day if I do get stopped out, because as of right now, this was a great entry back here. If you got a chance to pull that in, and as of right now, maybe at that point you're mitigating your losses a little bit. Here's GoPro in the 15-minute time frame. 15-minute time frame, the 10 exponential is doing its best. Let me go ahead and pull that up for you guys. So here's the exponential moving average, and it's trying to rally a little bit higher. So it's going to be above my stop in about 10 minutes, which is good. So overall, it'll probably trade sideways and just pound out this support resistance for the rest of the day, and then maybe hopefully break a little bit higher. So kind of keeping an eye on GoPro and seeing what's going on. Today, pretty interesting day in the market, actually. A little bit of a sell-off, kind of, a little bit. Black candle, a little bit of gap down, not a huge surprise. We're at a resistance. I'm still bullish long term, still waiting for a good location for something to actually happen, and just nothing really has actually been happening as of right now, at least in the general market. We're just kind of making higher highs and higher lows slowly but surely. But this week we do have a 182, 183 bear call spread expiring on the DIA. And that's going to be expiring in about 2 more days. Now, today is the FOMC meeting at 2 o'clock, so keep in mind that all things are subject to change due to volatility. So I'm not entirely sure what exactly will happen or might happen, but what I can say for sure is if we do sell off drastically down into this location, I'll be looking to buy. Today's gap was semi-bearish, so it'll be something that I'll keep an eye on. Here's SPY. Again, still haven't triggered us directionally bullish yet on anything on the SPY. We want to close now at 212.62. Still waiting on that. A little bit of a bearish candle, so expecting some sidewaysness to some selling off potentially. And the interesting thing on the Qs, actually, is we broke the low of yesterday's candle, which is again slightly bearish. So that's triggering a new trigger for a protective put if you are in a bullish position to prevent any type of whipsaw, because this is very strong resistance up here, old resistance, new support. It is pretty strong, so we're going to be keeping an eye on it. But the fact that we did break, it kind of is an evening star-esque reversal pattern, which means that we could trade back down to here, maybe as far as 105 again and bounce, which is great. If you're in a bullish position, mitigate your losses by buying a protective put, and it appears that this 110 call that we sold, this debit spread, will be expiring worthless Friday unless something radical changes. But hey, FOMC meeting is today. Anything is possible. We'll be keeping an eye on it and see what's going on. Apple, big talk of the town. Yesterday, gapped up, giant profit-taking candle, bearish engulfing candle, at a resistance, at an all-time high with huge volume. Therefore, we got into the 135, 136 bear call spread expiring this week to mitigate our losses on Apple if anyone was in a position. A lot of volume, pretty bearish candle overall in my opinion. So in my overall thought process, it appears like Apple really could make its way back down to at minimum the 50, but I'm really kind of thinking 120-esque range. Now, I don't think Apple's going to go to 0 by any chance, but we do have higher lows like that. We do have regular highs. Relative highs. So we could just trade sideways in here like this for a while and then finally break out. That's one possibility. Second possibility is we trade back down to this trend line. We roll down, come back down to the 120 region, form a bigger distribution phase, and then at that point, consider buying the bounce or something of that nature. So for for my traders who are in long, they're mitigating their losses with protective puts or covered calls to kind of offset their dollar cost average, because on the hourly chart, as I was mentioning to a few friends just a few moments ago, a break below 129.50 on Apple really was not going to be that bullish. It actually be pretty bearish. If you're looking over here on the 15-minute, if you're day trading some options, this was the candle that you wanted to see, right? Strong candle. Here's your lows, and boop, just broke below it, and off she went. So interesting to keep our eyes on Apple to see what it's doing. I have a tint more bearish sentiment than I do bullish. I'm not I don't think Apple's going to go to zero, but overall, I think there's a lot of things that could be happening on it to keep our eyes on. Tesla, at the moment, have a bull put spread on Tesla, a weekly 220, 217.50. We'll be keeping an eye on that. It looks okay. We kind of have a little bit of a flag pattern shaping up at the moment. The 10 exponential on the daily now is above 220. It's at 220.31. So keeping an eye on Tesla, all things considered, which I think is an NPR show. We're above the 200 simple average on the daily, which is 226.91. Haven't gotten below that. So still keeping a close eye on it to see what it does overall, and just, keep an eye. And that's expiring this week, which was more than 10% return in a week. So be keeping a close eye on that. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for watching the Real Life Stock Review. If you guys have any questions or concerns, thoughts, or comments, feel free to reach out to us on our Facebook page, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. Whatever your juice, feel free to drink it. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great day. I'll see you later. And until next time, remember, love life, live life, and trade it.